Welcome to the Weekly Dose of Stars. I'm your host, Graham Breitenstein, a professional dancer and movement coach for icons like, Idina Menzel, Lady Gaga, Meghan Trainor, just to name a few, turned professional astrologer, certified oracle card reader, and founder of Drunk Astrology. Each week on this podcast, I'm breaking down the astrological transits that need to be on your radar so you know exactly what energy to tap into and what opportunities to take advantage of in order to achieve your biggest goals, your juiciest manifestations, all while consciously co-creating your life with Team Uni. That's my affectionate pet name for the universe. So get ready. You're about to align your actions, dreams, and biggest manifestations with this week's Dose of Stars. Well, hello and happy Monday to all the dosers of the world. We are here talking about the week of December 15th through the 21st, 2025. 3 weeks and counting until we switch that calendar over to 2026 and a whole new whoosh of energy is available to us all. Even though the real energy switch is February, March, April, but I digress. How are you feeling? I hope this podcast finds you feeling good and feeling like you're moving forward in a new way, because this week you're really being asked to grow in a new way, move in a new direction, practice discipline to anchor in to somebody new, right? Who has new experiences, different outcomes than you're used to, all of which are, of course, designed in alignment with your highest good. This week also has big healing energy. All right, we have a rare square between Jupiter, the abundance, growth, evolution, prosperity planet, squaring off with Chiron, the wounded healer. So there's this big just spotlight on healing wounds around who we want to grow into just with this one square. Now, these healing opportunities come with stress. They come with tension. They come with maybe a little struggle. Squares are 90-degree angles between a planet and another planet, or in this case, the, what did I hear it called one time? A cometoid. The astrology industry can't really decide whether Chiron is an asteroid, if it's a comet, if it's a dwarf planet. There's all kinds of shady tea in the astro world around Chiron, but baby, no matter what they want to call it, it is an energy that we feel. And this week, no doubt, we are really getting nudged to heal in a new way, and to try on for size, like what it feels like to kind of experience your life in a new way, right? So this might look like trying out different mindset practices and interrupting any kind of mindset patterns that you're prone to, right? Like if you lead with fear, like you see a vision for a bigger life or a new just a new vision for your life, a new goal that really, when it comes to fruition, like changes the landscape of your life. And when you hold that vision, the first thing you do is get scared and then immobilize, do nothing. This is one of those weeks where you're really invited to try out a mindset that interrupts that belief system. Now, you get support with that this week because obviously this is something that pushes us all out of our comfort zone, right? And so you have the benefit of astrology in your ear. So you're hearing the perspective. You're hearing what is available in the cosmos this week, right? With perspective and with context. Now, everyone in your world might not be on the same wavelength. So this could be a week where you really want to just be mindful of everyone's growth cycle. Someone else with no context to these clues from the cosmos might be a little more emotionally raw. They might be a little bit more vulnerable, more soft. So just tread lightly, just out in life, right? Like I went to the mall over the weekend to just kind of get a feel for like what holiday shopping might look like and, kind of soak up like the Christmas music. And I got to visit my partner at his company and walk around and like try out all the bougie, beautiful furniture that they sell, and just like was really enjoying once I got inside. However, the getting into the parking lot was absolutely insane. I mean, you had cops trying to like mitigate traffic, and you had people just bypassing the cops. Like people flooring it, flying by through stop signs like nobody's business. Like it was just like it was like there was no enforcement. And so, that's like a funny indication of something like this, but just kind of observe within yourself where you're being asked to grow and how you're being asked to grow in a new way. Maybe even trying it on for like the week ahead, being like, you know what, like I'm going to be mindful of the people in my sphere this week, to just kind of see and observe like where their healing opportunities are, where their growth opportunities are. So rather than me react to something, I'm going to maybe observe with curiosity before I react or respond. Okay? And yeah, my parking, I mean, it was, malls can be, crazy anyway, but holiday mall parking, and especially with this kind of energy, like people are great, okay? A certain kind of person is great. But what I wanted to say was you actually have a lot of support for your bigger visions. Thanks to the Sagittarius New Moon, which takes place this Friday at 5:48 p.m. Pacific. Now, if you're an astro nerd, this is going on. This is happening at 28 degrees and 25 minutes of Sagittarius. So, if you've got anything between 23 degrees Sagittarius and 2 degrees of Capricorn, this Sagittarius New Moon is right on top of those energies, those points, those planets, places in your chart. And that's where your vision is growing. That's where your vision is like endless capabilities. Now, of course, I go into all of the manifesting magic of this new moon and every month's new moon in my program, Moon Phase Manifester. So if you're wanting to really be intentional about how you move in 2026, I highly encourage you to check out Moon Phase Manifester. Go to drunkastro.com, tap the work with me, and you'll find it right there. And you'll see like what we do in that program, what members of the program have catapulted into their lives, like how they've grown, what they've achieved. The new moons are really like the deliciously simple and easy lunations where, for the most part, there's invisible ingredients to a bomb-ass manifestation practice, no doubt. So there's invisible ingredients that we of course cover in depth. But this really is like the time when it just gets to be really easy to say, I want it, I got it. I want it. I got it. And like clockwork, once you lock into the rhythm of the universe, baby, you want it, you do got it, okay? So this new moon really helps solidify your bigger vision. And stacked on top of the Jupiter Chiron square, there's this like pain point that needs to be overcome to fully envelop yourself in this new vision, this new growth pattern, this new growth cycle, right? You're likely feeling this on the inside and maybe haven't had context till now, but this is the moment where the tides are beginning to turn. And I shit you not, I mentioned it briefly at the top today, but I shit you not, February and March, landscapes are changing. Life changes in a big way. I can't tell you exactly what that is. I'm not Nostradamus, all right? But I can tell you from a cosmic standpoint, February and March shift things dramatically, but your opportunity to be in control of how the tides turn in your life, it happens this week. It starts this week. And when you press go on a week like this, when February, March hits, you've already got your avalanche is already the snowball going down the hill. Like, it's already expanding. And then eclipses plus the Lunar New Year whooshing in the year of the fire horse, they accelerate your efforts, right? So this is a way to really work in confluence with Team Uni. And it starts in a big way this week if you haven't caught on yet, all right? So then later this weekend, of course, on Sunday, December 21st, we have the beginning of Capricorn season, which also ushers the winter solstice. Now, I love me a solstice, and I encourage you to follow the message of the solstice, which, if you break it down into two words, sol, S-O-L, is the sun, and stis, S-T-I-S-C-E, means stopped. The sun is stopped. And now, when the sun stops, you better believe we are asked to stop ourselves. This is peak reflection era, all right? And because last weekend on Sunday, on the 14th, late at night, we had Mars move into Capricorn, which Mars in Capricorn means we've got to be more disciplined. And the invitation there for the next 6-ish weeks is to implement structures. So this week, underneath the healing opportunities, grow in a new way, in alignment with your big vision under the Sagittarius New Moon, Mars in Capricorn says now structure out, build a solid foundation that supports this vision becoming true, that supports these big healing vibes being embedded into your vision, right? Because you don't want to go into a new era holding on to old baggage. That ain't it, right? And emotional baggage, mental baggage, that is the worst, right? Physical baggage, that's what recycling bins are for. That's what garbage cans are for, right? We throw that out. But mental and emotional residue have a dramatic effect. And this is your week to overcome that. Implement a structure into your personal life, into your professional life, so that you can anchor, which is exactly what the sun in Capricorn at the winter solstice is giving you a beautiful opportunity to do, to drop anchor, sit for a minute, and reflect on everything you've done this year. And then thinking, now, how do I want to grow in a new way in 2026? How do I want to expand? How do I want to grow my capacity to earn more, right? Whether that's earning more love, earning more money, earning more connection, earning more community. How do I want to do that? And what systems and routines and regimens and rituals will support all of these things becoming true? And I will say, I myself have two things for you to make this kind of process simpler and easy, because these are big questions. This week asks you big questions. And if you haven't had your copy of the Manifest Big in 2026 journal, then this week is the week that I want you to add it to cart on Amazon and get that thing in your hands, because this is when you start, right? I've had a number of you reaching out to me like, I got my journal, but like, when do I start? This is when you start, right? I always look for about the 15th of December when I open mine and start the process. But now, not only is it the 15th, but it is the perfect week to start reflecting, because we're coming up on the solstice, on the year you've experienced, on the year you've lived, on the life you've lived, and then use all of that information from going through those prompts in this journal. You use that information to clarify the vision on the Sagittarius New Moon. You decide that you're going to grow past any immediate fears that might come up for you. And then over the weekend, you're going to sit in conscious reflection and go, and now what structures support all of these visions coming true? Okay? Remember, the first half of the Manifest Big Journal is a scientific process of showing you what you've done and what you've not done but wish you would have, who you spoke to, who you didn't speak to but wish you would have. It is going to show you your 2025 experience in a way that I guarantee you will not be able to do unprompted. Okay, so if you're listening to this on the podcast, The Weekly Dose of Stars, go into the show notes. The Manifest Big Journal is linked there, and it's exclusively on Amazon. You can also just search Drunk Astrology. Now, that leads me to the second thing that I have for you to really anchor in a bomb-ass 2026, one where you are living deliciously in sync with the stars, and that is, my daily dosers know, but it is the 2026 Planner. Also exclusively published on Amazon. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, again, it's linked in the show notes. And if you're a Daily Dose of Stars subscriber already, there is a new topic in our area, specifically dedicated to the Daily Dose 2026 Planner. This is your way of tracking the planets exactly like I do. Okay, there is a dedicated space for every single day to talk about to write down where the moon is, the aspects the moon is making, and any of the planetary happenings on any given day. All right, so it is the perfect combo. The Manifest Big in 2026 journal, the Daily Dose of Stars 2026 Planner. These are two assets to incorporate into your arsenal, to embed in your structure with the Sun and Mars in Capricorn to build this year. Don't gamble with your life. There is too much magic in 2026, truly, genuinely. February and March will be evidence of that. But there is truly so much magic in 2026 that there's no reason for you to gamble on the things you want, the experiences you want, the reality that you want to live. These two tools are made from my freaking hands. in collaboration with my girl V at YLR Creative. She designed the most beautiful covers on both of these things. And they've been made with love. They've been made with intention. They've been made to inspire and motivate you to capture the magic of the moment. And in a week like this, why am I getting emotional? I'm genuinely getting emotional. In a week like this, you anchor in that magic, your magic essence, and so that you take off when everything accelerates come February and March. Yeah, the Virgo is like, I guess my 12th house planets are, woo, I just want everyone to grow. I want everyone to like use this energy like with intention. My God, it's too epic to pass up. So that's my spiel. That's the week in essence. There's a lot going on this week. If you haven't heard, and I can't even remember if I mentioned this, but Mercury clears his retrograde shadow on Wednesday the 17th. I don't even think I mentioned that till now. So, there's progress forward, right? So as of Wednesday the 17th, you can put a full parentheses around your Mercury retrograde story. October 20th through December 17th, that whole patch of time, what was your story? It was revealing something that you needed to see, things you needed to consider. And mine has woken me up in the best friggin' way. I just can't even. There's not enough time. And so look at that time frame and go, okay, what all did I see? What all did I not see but wish I did? Who did I talk to? Who helped? Who supported? Who was missing? What did I want? What was I yearning for? And where am I at now? And then, bam, what happens next? Sagittarius New Moon, anchors. Jupiter squares Chiron, healing. Capricorn season begins with the Winter Solstice, conscious, intensious reflection, and then bam, full steam ahead. Okay? So Monday, December 15th, I know we had a lot to get through, so it's a little bit longer than normal. But Monday, December 15th, we start with the moon in Scorpio. I guess this is why I'm getting a little emotional, kind of crazy. But it's intense, it's passionate, it is soul-led investment. So we start this week thinking about, and you're encouraged to think about, how can you invest your time, energy, and money into, growth, your growth edge, your potential, your healing capacity, your emotional capacity, what support and investments in terms of growing your vision, anchoring in your vision. That might include a coach or mentorship. Consider what that looks like for you. Like I said, the tides can turn for you this week by your own design, right? February and March is like, we got to throw our hands up and go, Team Uni, do your thing. And say with full faith and trust, I've done all I can. I've done my part. And now this is when you've got to do your part, okay? This is when you can consciously and intentionally turn the dial of your own life. Now, moon's in Scorpio, talking about investments of time, energy, and money this week. That's what's on the brain. There's a square to Pluto at 12:24 a.m. And guess what? That's it. Now, that's a power dynamic, though. Triangular stories with the moon in Scorpio squaring Pluto, right? So let's just consider, as you start the week, like there's you, there's what you want, and then there's the investment necessary. That triangle needs attention, needs to be addressed. But there's also you, someone else, and something you both want. There can be power plays. There can be some undermining and undercutting with this kind of energy. So I want you to be mindful that you might not fully know what's going on behind the scenes. So, don't assume anything, but trust your gut. Follow your instincts. This is a pretty big way, pretty big energy to initiate a week like this. But it's also peak metaphysical energy, peak spiritual connection to intuition and your spirit team, etc. So pay attention to the signals. Pay attention to the synchronicities, the animal spirits that come across your path. They've got messages. Oh, shit. That also reminds me the other bulletin item I wanted to check off. I've had a number of people reaching out asking about my 2026 yearly oracle readings. I only have one spot left to get your reading before Christmas. After that, I will be recording and sending them out in January. Ya boy is taking off December 22nd through January 5th. Yes, that said, if you are wanting a 2026 yearly oracle reading, whether for yourself or you want to gift it to someone, it is a bomb-ass gift. I can't tell you how many people have come year after year and gifted their somebody, their best friend, their sister, their cousin. I had somebody do it for their boss one year. They're great gifts, but I will link this in both the daily dose and the weekly dose. But you on drunkastro.com, you go to the Work With Me tab. When you book your reading, you do the 12-month roadmap, and that's it. And then you check out. And one spot left to get yours before Christmas, and then after that will be I'll be delivering them in January. Okay? Your bad bitch affirmation. What do you got for us? You're gonna jump out, and it says, sometimes the best thing you can do is say fuck off. Sometimes the best thing you can do is say fuck off. There's a lot of bullshit around you. Remember to keep your inner peace at the top of your priority list. When you're feeling overloaded or some motherfucker is draining your energy with some negative shit, this is the moon square Pluto. Repeat after me. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. Y'all, I can't be tamed. Have a great start to your week. Again, the Manifest Big Journal, the Daily Dose of Stars Planner, the 2026 yearly oracle readings, they're all linked in the show notes on the weekly dose and in the special offers on the daily dose. Love you all. Sending you a big old hug. Let's fucking grow this week. Boom. Astro lover, did you love this week's astro forecast? Well, just wait until you're inside the daily dose of stars. Right now, you're waking up and feeling pulled in a million directions. You're buzzing with anxiety about your new meeting. You're doom scrolling for 30 minutes before you even leave the bed. You're overwhelmed by news headlines, decisions about deadlines at work, and constantly distracted, which, of course, leaves you feeling off, unmotivated, and stuck in a loop of doing a million things but getting nowhere. My friend, this is because you haven't checked the daily energetic weather report. Riddle me this. Would you ever take a trip to Europe or go camping without checking the actual weather? Hell no. So why are you going through life without checking the energy for the day ahead? The Daily Dose of Stars gives you bite-sized astrological guidance every single morning. So you know exactly what energy you're working with, exactly what to avoid, and what moves to make in order to activate the opportunities that are available for you to seize. So no more guessing, no more chaos, no more feeling pulled in a million directions and saying, what the hell is in the air right now? You'll know exactly what's in the air, and you'll also know exactly what the actual F to do with it every friggin' day. So when you're ready to start co-creating your best life with the universal energy in real time, hop inside the Daily Dose of Stars. The link to subscribe is in the show notes below. Simply scroll down and tap the link. I'll see you there.